So we're back in Minnesota.
Yes, we are. It's exactly 1 year after we moved into our first travel trailer. It's our Nomadiversary today.
Pretty exciting stuff.
It is, and here we are.
And we brought the wind with us. So welcome to another episode of the Border Hookups RVing. As we kind of said before, we are celebrating our Nomadiversary this week. What the heck is a Nomadiversary?
It's been 1 year since we became full-time nomads. That's what that means. So a year ago, we sold it all and we hit the road to travel and live a life of full-time RV living.
So today we're going to go over a little bit about what we've experienced, the goods, the bads, the uglies, and everything in between.
Hopefully it will be very beneficial and we'll have some good advice and maybe some fun stories.
Here we go. Topic number one, what states have we visited in this first year?
We haven't been to as many as I thought. People keep asking that. Like, how many of the states have you been to? And I think I counted 11.
Is that how many?
I think it's 11.
And their total states are 23, right?
Hey, I'm the Canadian here.
Oh, okay.
You should know the answers.
All right, so we've been to Wisconsin, Michigan, New Mexico, Colorado,
South Dakota.
South Dakota, Wyoming.
We've been to Wyoming?
Yeah, we drove through.
Well, that doesn't count.
Doesn't it? We stopped
No.
for gas.
Yeah, we have to actually stay overnight, and I have a map which we cross off after we've stayed the night in a state.
Right. So where else? Texas?
Mm-hmm. Texas. And then we went to Mexico.
And Canada. We were full-time in that time? No. So can't. See, I'm just screwing this whole thing up. So no Wyoming. Sorry, Wyoming. No Canada. Sorry, Canada.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. We stayed in Nebraska.
Yes,
so we can
we
count
did.
that one.
We wall docked there.
Yes.
Wally docked.
Yeah, and it was the best Walmart we had stayed at so far. And we didn't get kicked out. So that was good.
We discovered that we loved boondocking. It's been a great time going out and finding spots, but I'm curious, what was your favorite boondocking spot?
American Girl Mine in California.
That's a quick answer.
Yeah, I liked it because it was out in the middle of nowhere, and it was also a great filming area. So that you could see the mountains and so much space.
Yeah, all open area and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, how about you?
My favorite was the Grand Canyon, because we went during spring break, which we did not know that it was spring break until we got there and had to wait for hours in line. But once we were there, we had planned to boondock in this dispersed camping area, and it was awesome because there were hardly any other people there.
Right.
We had all this space, and then we were just so close to the Grand Canyon, not that we could see it from where we were, but
Right.
we drove a couple minutes.
Yeah, and it was, we didn't want to leave. We kept staying and staying, and we kept saying, well, we'll leave tomorrow. The next thing we want to talk about are our biggest challenges. What was your biggest challenge to being on the road full time?
You know, I think it was less challenging than I thought it would be. I would say, for me personally, it would be not being able to be as active as I've wanted to be. So when you're out somewhere and you even just want to go for a walk, well, you don't really know the area. So I didn't always feel comfortable going out walking by myself, possibly getting lost, or, just...
Eaten by a bear?
Yeah, or a coyote or something, snakes,
Yeah.
So that, and then just not even having space maybe to put our mat out and do yoga. If you're in an RV park and there are people everywhere, I didn't really want to be outside.
Yeah, especially your goat yoga. When you would do the goat
Right.
yoga and you'd have
Yeah, that's kind of-
6 or 7 goats out there with you.
Right, and then everyone would want to be over doing goat yoga with me, and it's something you kind of want to do by yourself. So,
With the goats.
okay, now I get to heckle you. What was your biggest challenge?
I'll wait for the heckle.
Okay. Well, you have to start answering the question.
Challenge. My biggest challenge is probably finding places when we were in a new town. Because when you're used to being in your sticks and bricks, you know where to get your car work done. You know where to go get it washed. You know where to do all these things. You know where to get supplies. And when you're out on the road, it's a little different. You have something...
Who are the people in your neighborhood? Is that what you were
Is
looking
that
for?
the best heckling
You wanted
you
all
can
of
do?
all of your friends in the neighborhood
Is that your
were
best
like,
heckling?
"Hi, Dave, Dave."
This isn't Truman Show.
That's what you like.
That's the
I get
worst
it.
heckle I've ever... You gotta do better than that. So yeah, that was probably my biggest challenge. Cut.
Oh my gosh, full-time RV living has been quite an experience.
Yes, it has been.
It has. Do you think it's been, is it better or worse than you expected,
Much
or
better.
different?
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
I'm
like
still
that.
laughing from our last blooper, but I'll carry on without cutting. That's what the Border Hookups are all about. The mistakes stay in. The honesty stays in. Yes, it's been better.
You've had too much caffeine.
It's been better. I didn't know what to expect. You watch the the videos and you kind of say, oh, that looks cool, that looks great, but you don't really know until you get out there, out here.
Here. Yes.
How about you?
I would say it's been better. And I think for me, it's because I didn't realize all that the country had to offer. I've been here 20 years now, but I really haven't seen a lot of this country, and I don't think I was expecting it to be so diverse. Like,
Right.
from mountains to sand dunes to, the Royal Gorge and the crater. I didn't know half of these things existed.
I totally thought you were going to bust into this land is your land, this land is my land.
Go ahead.
I should have. You should have gone
Go
for
ahead.
it.
I'll let you do that.
This land is your land.
I knew you
This
would.
land is my land. Everybody from California, American Girl Mine, to the New York Islands.
We haven't been there.
No.
Okay.
So it's what you expected.
It is way better than I expected.
Good. That's a good answer. I like that answer.
Me too.
What would we change about our rig? We get that question a lot, actually.
We do.
And the only thing I would change is I love our rig, except when the slide's in, you can't use the bedroom or the bathroom. So if you need to stay in a wayside rest or something, it's not a good idea because the slide has to come out. That is the only thing that I would change about our rig.
Which we never have.
Right.
Just saying. So we've been out here for a year and we've never run into that issue. Ever. But if we did, yes, that would not be a good thing.
That was kind of a side heckle, wasn't it?
Yeah, I always say I just think it's perfect, and anytime we've ever needed to use it, we've been able to put the slide out.
Mm-hmm.
So.
My answer means absolutely nothing at this point.
Oh, I didn't say that at all.
No.
But no, I guess I get it if it happened. I could
Yeah.
see. It's just not. It hasn't happened.
What would you change?
I would want to. I love that our dinette is a big U-shaped dinette, but we work there. Like, we don't even eat at our dinette.
No.
So I would love to have an office, like a little. It doesn't have to be, with a door or anything like that, but just to remodel that. Do you call it remodel when it's a camper?
Modify.
Modify. I like that. I would like to modify that so that we would have 2 desks there for our office. Yeah. When we started full-time RVing, well, actually before we started, we watched a ton of videos. And we asked people for advice too. So what kind of advice would you give to our viewers if they're wanting to get out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would say one thing is have buffer money. Don't say, oh, let's just jump out there and we'll figure it out when we get on the road. And because things do cost money, things break, emergencies happen. And you know what? Part of it is if you're out there from go worried about money, really kind of puts a dent in your experience. And the other thing is, as Jacqueline said, watch a lot of YouTube videos. There's so much information out there. Can you imagine doing this without YouTube?
I can't imagine, although you probably want to make sure that you're watching videos of people who are out here and who've been doing it for a while and actually know what they're talking about, because we have gotten some bad advice on certain things too.
So don't listen to us. We have no idea what we're doing.
Go to people you trust.
Right. We went parasailing and I was afraid of heights, and who knew what I was doing there?
That's good though. You got over that fear. Yeah. You went outside of the box.
Yes,
outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. What did you answer the question?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I haven't. My answer to what advice I would give would be find somebody who really likes to be prepared and who thinks way ahead and plans and plans and plans, because then you don't have to do it. Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah. So it's been nice. I've been able to rely on you to do all of that research, and I mean I've done some too, but I'm just kind of
Long for the ride.
I'm a little more chill, a little more laid back about that stuff. So, but I think it's important.
All right, let's move on. We've spent enough time on this. So there are a lot of amazing things about full-time RVing. A lot of amazing things. But I have the question, what's the hardest part about full-time RVing?
The hardest part for me is being cold. Honestly. I'm always cold. And I thought that once we got out here, it would be warm because we wouldn't be in Minnesota anymore for the winter, and it was going to be warm everywhere we went. It was cold. A lot of places were really cold. And so I was always struggling with trying to keep warm.
And when Jacqueline talks about being cold, and I may have said this in other videos, she's not like, I'm a little bit chilly, let me put a blanket on. Her hands turn white. She freezes, like chitter chatter on the teeth.
Yeah, it's true.
And so it's a big deal. So it is more than just being chilly. It's being very, very cold. For me, is the lack of immediate support. Not knowing, not knowing where, if I need something fixed, right where it is. And I kind of touch on that another time, but that's the hard part, is not having that immediate support of, I can run downtown and get the car fixed, or having my support system.
Kind of felt like you were out in no man's land.
A little bit. Yeah. But then, with the escapers, we reach out to those guys all the time.
That's true. We've made friends too that you can just send a message to, and they'll put their 2 cents in. So.
But you do find that the more you camp with these people, the less you're invited, because then you're constantly asking for advice, and I think that they're pretty much through with us at this point.
Well, you know everything now, right? So they don't need them.
You can hardly make the bed.
One of the absolute best things about this lifestyle and full-time RV living is the lower stress level. And I know there are still things that are stressful, and you're hauling your house around, and there's still stress and there's still work, but it's so much less stressful. And I think being outdoors and taking in all of the fresh air and the experiences and the sights lowers your stress level a lot. And then the fact that I was able to quit my full-time job that was a 24/7 on-call job, 365 days a year. I get to sleep in. I never set an alarm, and my stress level has gone way way down.
No, that's true. Mine is just the constant new experiences, meeting new people from all areas of life, all around the world.
Yeah,
As we sit here, we just saw a guy pull out a full-size folding table, a trampoline. I'm not making this up.
Oh, a trampoline too?
And a trampoline.
I saw the pool.
And a full-size molded pool. Not a blow-up pool, but a full-size molded pool. And we had seen this gentleman earlier, and he's got a full racked weight set that he works out with. A little jealous about that, because we should be doing that. I don't know where he puts it. So, another story, another experience, and I just want to see what else he's going to pull out of that trailer.
You put together all of our videos, and I'm happy. I think that they all turn out really good.
Thank
you. Yeah, I appreciate you putting all those together. But I was curious to know, and I think I kind of know, but which was your favorite video to put together? And I guess the one that you liked the most, you liked the product, the outcome.
Yeah. And here's the thing about whenever we shoot, when I sit down to edit, every single time I turn to Jacqueline and I say, I have no idea where I am going to go with this video. This one is tough, because you have to take all these clips that are just spread out all over the place of different places that we'd been and piece it all together and hope that the outcome is something that's, entertaining, inspiring, moves people. My favorite two videos were, and I'll probably botch the title names, were Full-Time RVing, 2 weeks that changed our lives, and that's from the Mitri Lake and the, go figure, American Girl Mine and Imperial Sand Dunes. And my second favorite was Life in the Arizona Desert, because that was our first switch where we kind of started to go more storytelling and cinematic and kind of the experience of full-time RVing, as opposed to this is how you full-time RV.
Right. I love that one too. When you showed me that opening sequence with the drone and going across American Girl Mine and then Mitri Lake, I had tears in my eyes because I couldn't believe that was our life. Yeah, it's so good. But I think for me, the other one that's my favorite is the Black Hills video, and that was one of our earlier ones, but I had the best time. That was one of our first true, being away from Minnesota experiences, and I just had this overwhelming sense of gratitude for being able to experience all of that. And so I think it's, for me, the experience and the video, and I love going back, and I don't generally watch our videos really. Rewatch them.
Yeah.
I watch them when they come out, but I will go back and rewatch that one here and there because it gives me that feeling again of being there.
So when it comes to shooting a YouTube channel for 1 year, what do we like about it? I can speak to what I like about it. Is that I like the sharing our experiences with people, friends, family, all of you, and then trying to help other people out as well. And that's a cool thing to do, and getting other people inspired to get out here and do this.
I agree. I like that part of it too. I like sharing our experiences. I think I like the connecting part of it. That's why I was really excited when we were able to do live videos.
Right.
Because we get that real-time connection. But yeah, having people comment on our videos, it's just really neat. You do feel connected to people who kind of have that same mindset as you do,
Right, yeah.
And then I think the other thing for me is being able to look back and see what we did. Because sometimes you forget, right? I mean, we've done so many things and seen so many things that you forget, and then you look back and go, oh my gosh, even just looking at the thumbnails of the videos, oh my gosh, yeah, that's right, we were there, and how much
Or
fun
somebody
it was.
will comment on a video about a specific part of that video, and we know which video they're talking about, but we sometimes have no clue as to that particular instance, so we go back and watch it.
that part of it, yeah.
That part of it to see exactly what they're kind of referring to.
Yeah.
It's funny you laugh because this part is about the funniest thing that happened on the road.
Ooh, which was?
For me, it was two things. One was the Royal Gorge Bridge when we were too chicken to walk across this thing. And then I looked at Jacqueline out on this platform, and you know when the cat's trying to walk on a slippery floor or whatever, or it's just freaking out, and she did the whole cat, you know, get her feet as wide stance as possible, get her arms out. There was that, and then there was our last live we did when we only do one a month. So to remember exactly the process of going live, Jacqueline had said, Google it real quick and look it up. And while she was doing that, she figured out how to go live. So I'm sitting there looking at the phone and all these commercials pop up and I cannot get my phone to shut off. So I was like, stop. And then it was live. So I got caught off camera a little bit, and now we know to be perfect before our lives.
Yeah, right?
It'll never happen.
Well, there was the first time that I tried to go live, and I thought I could schedule it. I don't know if you remember this, and we were driving, or you were driving and I was riding, and I hit the go live thinking, you know, I'd be able to schedule the time, and all of a sudden it went live and I said something bad, and then I had to go back and delete it before anyone saw it. So hopefully none of you saw that, and if you did, I'm truly sorry for what I said.
Children were ducking for cover. Parents were just grabbing styrofoam to put over their ears. A lot of kids in counseling after that little incident. We apologize.
I think for me though, I don't know if it's funny, haha, or is this kind of like funny, interesting, but the time that we said, oh, we're just going to go look at fifth wheels. just for funsies, just for something to do. It'll get us out of, you know... Funsies. It'll get us out of camp for a little while. And so we went and looked at fifth wheels. And then I think that night when we got home, I found one online. And then pretty soon we went and we bought that fifth wheel.
And then what did we buy before that?
Well, before that we bought a truck.
Then we bought a truck.
Yeah. But the fifth wheel was something that was like, oh, it's so far off one day, we're going to get it. But let's just go look.
The most expensive 4 words in the Urban Dictionary is, let's just go look.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ching, ching, and ching.
Yes. Agreed.
So where do we want to go next? For this next season, I would like to go to the West Coast. I want to see the mountains and the ocean at the same time.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. Where would you like to go?
Honestly, my genuine answer, Canada, because we haven't been able to go back there for a couple of years. So definitely Canada, but you know what? There's endless opportunity of where we're going to go, and we've kind of talked a little bit here and there, but it's May right now, and I guess we should probably at some point figure out where we're gonna go.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, but wherever it is, it'll be fun.
What do our families think about us being on the road? I have not told my family yet that I've left, and the frightening part is nobody's noticed. And it's been a year. No, they think it's cool. They think it's cool. The only downside is, and this is a shot over to the bow to my family.
Uh-oh.
Watch our videos, because if you were on the road doing some cool stuff and I haven't seen you in a year, I would probably watch the videos. Mm-hmm. Bill, Vinny, Ann. Yeah, watch the videos.
Yes. I have to say that too. I don't know how many my sister has watched either. But the kids are super, super supportive. I know they watch the videos, and my parents are the best, the absolute best. And I think they weren't sure at first when we talked about doing this.
You think?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But supportive.
Right, but
But not.
Just thinking we're crazy.
Yeah.
But since then, I think they have come to understand, and I think part of that is because they watch the videos. Mm-hmm. And they talk to us. We talk to them all the time.
Right. We could probably post the video at 3 in the morning, and Andy and Carol would get up and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you guys.
Thank you. When it comes to money, do we spend more or less? And I have to go to Jacqueline on this one because I don't even know where the checkbook is right now. She handles all of the money for good reason. And so I kind of have to ask you that question.
Okay. If we spend more or less?
Yeah, on the road as opposed to what we thought we would spend.
Oh,
you can't
okay.
compare it. It's not apples to apples being in
I
sticks
agree.
and bricks, so.
Honestly, I would say we spend more. I know we spend more than we thought we would. But we also are making more than we thought we would. Because originally, the job I was going to do was medical coding. And probably would have paid about $15 an hour. And instead, I did the healthy lifestyle program,
Right.
and you did too, and then started coaching that. So that has been a huge, huge gift for us.
Right, yeah,
So-
it's a huge gift.
Yeah, and I do think that as you make more money, you do find more ways to spend it. You know, I just think that's a natural thing. I think that you do that when you're in a sticks and bricks. I think that you do that when you're out RVing. So I would say, I'm not saying that we spend a ton of money. We're
Right.
still pretty good and pretty careful. But we do spend more than we thought we would.
One of the nice things is when you're out there, getting packages is a lot more difficult. So you can't just Amazon. We waited until we got back here and then we just went insane with Amazon.
We did?
I did. So, yeah, that's kind of makes it easier not to spend money when you're not close to places where you can spend money.
And the other thing is now that we're back in our, where we used to live, we're seeing friends and family and everybody wants to get together. So it's lunch today, lunch tomorrow, dinner, brunch, happy hour,
We're very, very popular people. Very popular people.
So that means spending money too.
Unless we get them to buy. Ooh,
It's happened
I
a few
should
times.
do that more.
Probably not a good idea. They wouldn't be our friends anymore.
Right.
If you are going to be spending any time out on the road, I would highly recommend getting a Harvest Host membership. And we've utilized Harvest Host quite a few times and had some pretty great experiences.
We utilized the heck out of one Harvest Host.
Oh, which one was
Well,
that?
it would be the Black Mesa Winery just outside of Taos, New Mexico. Met some friends, and we can't remember their names.
That's not true.
No.
I remember 1 out of 6 names.
That was
No,
but that
I
was the
remember 3.
bartender.
I remember 3 names out of about 8 people
Yeah.
or something. Anyway, I can't remember how many people there were there.
Yes. Well, if you remember 8, there were probably 4 because you were seeing. So, my favorite Harvest Host, and Harvest Hosts aren't for everyone because some people don't like to stay there because they don't want to have to buy anything. But for me, it's a cheap way to stay at a place, and it's always a good story.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Harvest Hosts, especially shooting a video. If we're looking for something to shoot, we're like, let's go to a Harvest Host because there's always a good story there.
Preferably one with alcohol.
Yes.
On the premises.
Right. Or farm fresh eggs.
Yes.
Either or. Just it's a toss up. But my favorite one, probably the winery
Yeah.
or Hotel Luna.
Oh,
was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool to see. I liked, I did like the farms. Actually, they were my favorite. Like, I really enjoyed Kenosha Grove because we really got a chance to hear their story.
Yeah.
And then they had a cidery there that they kind of explained,
Yeah.
everything to us. So that was interesting.
How about the other farm?
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
all about nature,
Yeah.
and they were so nice
Yeah.
there, and we had some really good steaks for dinner. And you talk about spending money, but it's money that you would spend somewhere else anyway, like on eggs,
Right.
or like the steaks.
Yeah. You gotta eat.
So yeah,
You gotta drink.
yeah. Well, what?
No, wait, that doesn't play in, does it?
Right. But you know, when you're spending money there, it's probably something you're going to buy somewhere else anyway.
Right.
So why not?
Right. And just as a side note, we don't do that very often. So, especially with Jacqueline being a health coach, it doesn't bode well for her profession. So we don't do that a lot. It's probably why we're talking about it, because it happens few and far between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes.
And we need help.
Oh, honey.
Oh, Jacqueline. Oh, David. So one thing to think about and to ask is, how do we stay busy on the road? You would think that, well, you're always seeing things, you're always traveling, but we have a lot of downtime. A lot of downtime, because think about this. Jacqueline's not going to work 40 to 50 hours a week. I'm not at work 40 to 50 hours a week. So we do have a lot of downtime. What do we do?
Well, when we're not working, we're finding cool things to go and see so that we can shoot them, but also just so we can experience them. So we shoot most of the time, we're shooting video, but some of the time we're not. You know, some of the time we're just having the experiences without shooting. And we're also trying to stay as active as possible. Yes. So whether that's going for a bike ride or a hike or just walking, you know, going for a long walk or something like that.
Right. And one thing that I can't speak for Jacqueline, but is finding a routine is important. So getting up in the morning, making breakfast, you know, Jacqueline, we go for a walk or we go for a bike ride or editing. It's finding that routine rather than just, you know, now what do we do today? Kind of have a plan. Sometimes we'll schedule out an entire week so we know what we're doing, and that's partly to get things done.
Yeah, that's a good point. And, you know, for my work, I try to schedule on certain days so that I do have at least 3 full days off a week. And then, you know, during the other days, I'll be on client calls and things, but then I'll also have free time. So,
that's how we do it. Just find things to do and give yourself purpose. So as you can tell, living in an RV, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it's starting to rain.
Not too loud yet.
Not too loud yet. So we're going to keep going on this. And the next question is scariest time. And I am honestly going to say the storm we went through up north. And it was the trees. It wasn't the lightning. It wasn't any of that stuff. And it wasn't even, honestly, it wasn't even the power line that went down.
That was the scariest part for me. It was that power line. I was really nervous.
Right. But I was more worried about a tree coming through our eggshell camper, that it wouldn't even stop a tree that size. So that was the scariest moment for me.
That was really, really scary, and I agree. And I think that the second or the next scariest would have been when our travel trailer, when we first had the travel trailer, and when that broke down, and then they put it up on that big flatbed, and they were hauling it off, and we were following, and the thing was hanging over and looked like it was just going to crash. And we're sitting there thinking, that's our home now. Like, we don't have another place to go.
Right.
They are doing that with our home.
Right. And then the flip side of that was, if that thing does fall, we got ourselves a viral video right here. We've got ourselves some serious watch hours. So it was kind of, we were torn, but we didn't want it to fall at the end of the day.
Now, something that people always ask us is, how do you live in such a small space together and not kill one another? And I get that. I get why they ask. And my question to you is, how do you live with me and not kill me?
Well, I let the voices in my head bury themselves. No, we get along really well. We do. We have we have systems, things that work for us. We spend time outside. That's the key. You've got to get out of the camper. It doesn't always work that way. The weather can make it really tough. If it's super windy, we've run into so much wind. Otherwise, we'd work outside at the picnic table. And then just, finding the systems. It's, if you need to get away, you get away. And it's really no different. Well, it's a little bit different than the sticks and bricks because you have more rooms. But we have 2 rooms in our camper, so one person can go up front into the bedroom and watch a movie or hang out or read a book. The other person can be back in the back.
Yeah, that's true. You're not going to ask me how I managed to not kill you?
We've been together long enough where you should be able to read my eyes and know that that question is looming.
I feel very, very fortunate that we do get along really well, and I think we're both really good communicators. So if something's going on, we're able to talk about it. But I would definitely be, I wouldn't be honest if I said that there aren't times where we get on one another's nerves. So
exactly when? Give me an example.
So of course we do, but like Dave said, then that's your responsibility at that time to go, hey, I'm feeling anxious, or and then to go and take a walk or go in the other room and do something.
Right.
Yeah.
What I hear you saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that there are times in this relationship where you need to step back a little bit and take time for yourself. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yeah, that's really good listening on your part. Thank you. Thank you for understanding and listening to what I have to say.
Well, and I thank you and I appreciate you for acknowledging my listening. Folks, that's how it's done right there.
Right. If only.
What was your favorite view? Like the place we stayed?
Definitely the Superstition Mountains.
Okay.
It was right there, huge mountains right outside of our window. I sat there every day and stared at that view. That was unbelievable. How about you? We
didn't get a lot of work done that week, apparently. That's a good question. Again, I got to go back to Taos.
Okay.
When we were at Hotel Luna Mystica.
All right.
Taos, because the mountains are right there, and unimpeded.
Yeah, like you could see.
Yeah, you could see. Yeah. And then I'd say Grand Canyon, and not necessarily like where we were staying, we couldn't see the canyon.
Right.
But that's the huge pine trees, and it was just like this movie set. It was so perfect.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd go back there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should. Mm-hmm. But not during spring break.
Not during spring break. Weather, as we sit here and it's starting to rain, and we're hoping that the rain doesn't block out our voices, because it's like a drum head living in a camper, living under a drum head. It's loud. And one of the craziest places that I found the weather was at the Roger Klein Country Campout.
In Sonoyta.
In Sonoyta, Arizona. And we were standing there on the last day that we were there, and I looked across the desert into the mountains area, and I saw what looked like something out of the 20s Dust Bowl videos, and it worked its way across, and one by one people noticed, and then everybody dove for their stuff, and it came ripping through, and our camper was dirty, but the music was fabulous.
Yeah, when you're not used to that, and something like that comes through, you just don't expect it, and it's just so out of the realm of your reality.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I think Minnesota has some of the craziest weather because of the tornadoes and thunderstorms and everything too, and that we're used to.
Right.
And blizzards, but we did not have to go through that in Minnesota this year.
Game over. Done deal. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Although there was still snow when we were in New Mexico.
Deming, New Mexico.
Yeah, so that was not fun.
Right, we woke up in the morning to the sound of ice pellets hitting the top of the camper, and you think rain is loud, and then we had to try to get out of there.
Yeah, we had trouble getting our slide in, so Dave pushed the slide in, ever so gently. Or no, I pushed it in.
Yep.
And we just were not expecting having to deal with a snowstorm in New Mexico.
Right.
But we did.
And we got through it. Mm-hmm. Like champions!
And it's a good story.
A great story. We're thinking about making it into a movie. We're working with the studio right now for the rights.
Yeah, okay. You are a creator of, art, I would say, with videos.
Thank you.
Where did you feel like you drew the most inspiration from on our travels?
I-10 Wayside Rest.
The one with the big Paul Bunyan?
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, that's not I-10.
Oh, what is that?
I-10 is in Phoenix.
Oh, whatever.
But I did not draw inspiration there. But it leads into where I did, and that was out in the desert.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's something mysterious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that. And then I also, again, the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon's tough. Everybody can prepare you for it, but until you see it, that's a tough one to. Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I was amazed in Colorado, and I had flown in there once for work, and spent one night basically and left. But spending time in Colorado and seeing all the mountains and the hiking and all of that, the streams, the Colorado River, I definitely want to spend a lot more time there.
Yes.
I loved it there.
Yes, for sure. I'm gonna let Jacqueline field this one. Favorite thing to eat on the road?
I love eating at home because it's healthy. I know what I'm putting into my body, and I think it's cheaper that way too, because you're not always, spending money on restaurants, dining out. My absolute favorite is the slow cooker pizza casserole. Delicious.
I was gonna go Big Mac in a bowl, but now that you said that.
But you make the Big Mac in a bowl, so that's your favorite one to make, right?
Well, yeah, because it's easy.
Yeah, but it's delicious
It
too.
is.
And it's healthy.
Yep.
Are you getting hungry right now?
A little bit.
Me too.
I'll keep these guys entertained if you want to go grab something to eat.
No, you just said it was easy to make the Big Mac in a bowl, so I was thinking you were gonna make it.
Where'd you get that from? Hey everybody, thank you for watching another episode of the Border Hookups Go RVing, and please remember to subscribe and to ding that bell so that we can let you all know as to when we have more episodes coming out.
And if you liked what you saw in this episode, please give us a thumbs up and place a comment below. We'd love to read your comments, and we've been responding to everybody's comments, and that's been a good way for us to connect.
Yes.
So we hope to see you out here.
We'll see you out here.
You good? You checking it out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Are we all centered?
No.
No?
No.
Is my head bigger than yours?
I have half your head in there.
Is my head bigger than yours?
Well, my ego's bigger than yours, so.
I honestly want to know, though, because I feel like in videos my head always seems bigger, and I don't know if it's because I'm trying to get closer to the camera and be taller because you're taller than me, or just do I have a big head?
I got a good deal on a lens, and the problem with it is half of it makes the person to your left look monstrous. But I got it half price.
They say the camera adds, what, 10 pounds? So
58 pounds.
If just your head is in the scene, is it like 10 pounds to your head that it adds?
The size of that thing. Get a brush thing, the size of the brush that girl uses. Get the toothbrush. Her toothbrush is like a broom, because her head's so big. Her teeth are just.
So, what was your?
You don't remember the question, do you? You don't even remember the question. I'm the one with ADD. I've been sitting 2 feet away from you.
Okay, let's go again.
Those darn kids, those pesky kids. We would have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been for you get with the Scooby-Doo.
Oh.
We would have gotten away with it had it not been for those pesky kids.
No, I don't remember them saying that.
That was the entire show.
Was it? And I used to love
Scooby-Doo. The monster comes out. They find it's old man Fredrickson down the road who is trying to run people off his land. Mm-hmm. And then they pull the costume off his head, and he tells the police he would have gotten away with it had it not been for those pesky kids. Where are we going with this?
I don't know. You're always taking me back to the times of the
Innocence?
70s, and pretty much.
We had no worries.
Right. Yeah. So.
Well, you're welcome then.
Thank you for that.
I appreciate you for telling me that you appreciate and that you thank me.
Could you reenact the episodes?
No, we'll get it on the telly
On
later.
the telly?
We'll watch it on the telly.